And
Smart.
here we are. Just like that, we are in the first best of 5. In the top right-hand side of the map, pardon me, we have Psystorm Gaming's JonSnow, the King of the North.
King of the North! And in the bottom left, it's the Canadian Terran player. It is MaSa.
Who, in a roundabout way, is also the King of the North, because ES Champ ran a tournament called the King of the North, and MaSa won, like, most of them, so...
It's fair. It's a fair point.
So who will be the true King of the North? That is the question.
I mean, it's an ongoing battle, I'm sure. You can't just be King of the North and sit there and not be challenged. You're going to be challenged a lot. You got to hold on to your title. And guess who's proxying?
Yep, it's a brutal place up here. We have got double barracks for MaSa.
I know I say this every TvZ that we cast, but I really feel like Terran should be proxying pretty much every time against Zerg. It feels like it has a pretty good win percentage, and even if it doesn't immediately kill the Zerg player and you don't, like, it doesn't succeed, you can kind of fall back and you're okay. It's crazy.
Yeah, which
That said,
Terran?
if you get scouted early, you're in trouble.
Which Terran was it that we saw last game that, like, just totally made me believe in the double proxy?
Yeah. Who was that in our last Afreeca?
Was it Cure?
Might have been. It sounds like a Cure thing to do.
Yeah. One of
Doing
those
all right.
really good Korean Terrans, you know, just one of them. And there's a lot of them, so. All right. JonSnow knows about this, and SCVs and drones are having a good old battle royale.
Yeah, but that pool's almost done. The hatchery's going to finish. I just going to have to pull some drones here for a minute to make sure that bunker doesn't finish, but otherwise, I think JonSnow's okay. That said, is he going to pull the boys? Is he just going to wait for Lings? That's a little dangerous, I think.
Yeah, bunker's building.
I feel like that bunker's going to finish. Man, I don't know. I've seen Zerg players, professional Korean Zerg players, pull drones in this situation. But JonSnow's just like,
Here
there it is. Ugh. All right, here we go.
This is
These
late,
Marines-
right? That was, like, way too late.
Yep.
Oh, no.
He didn't have to pull him forever, but look, bunker's finished. Lings are going to have a hard time with this, and the natural base is done. Yeah, I mean, that's how razor thin these margins are for this proxy play is if you don't show up with those drones when you need to, you're in a lot of trouble.
This right here is why I do not play Zerg.
Ow. Oh, gosh. That might just be a GG. That queen's going to die.
Oh, no.
The drones are getting pulled again, but are there too many Marines is the question.
Yeah, there could be. 5 roaches are on the way.
That's true.
But
There are roaches
JonSnow,
coming in.
he's already taken so much damage. And as you said before, the Terran can just follow this up on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's 20 to 11 workers right now. And yeah, MaSa decided to go for the main base instead of taking down the natural hatch, but the worker count is just insanely high for MaSa right now. Plus he has mules. He's going for a starport on the follow-up here.
There's going to be a cyclone on the way, or there should be for MaSa. And that's pretty much all he needs. And for those of you unaware, JonSnow is at 11 drones, which is less than the start count for Legacy of the Void.
It's never good.
Okay, so now we get to see MaSa's follow-up. JonSnow isn't even bothering with the counterattack. He's like, I know you're going to make a cyclone and then a starport. And there's even more Marines heading towards his overlord here. MaSa's going to try and pick this up. Oh my gosh.
That creep tumor's down. That hurts. Losing that first creep tumor and an overlord goes down.
Oh, is he going to get a drone too? Of course. Oh, no. Good save.
Reaction. Good reaction time. Yeah, this is problematic for JonSnow.
Yeah.
Banshee in production.
He's even going for a battle cruiser.
Oh, man. And JonSnow doesn't feel like he can go for spores here. I'm sure he doesn't feel like he can make a lot of queens with how few workers he has. He's caught up. I mean, it's 23 workers now. He's really been droning hard in response to this, but will he have enough to handle the battle cruiser when it arrives? And that is the big question right now.
Defending battle cruisers on a low economy for Zerg is just so tough. Because, like, you need the mass queens, you need to be able to build spore crawlers, and doing that on a low economy, it hurts so much. And there's a chance that MaSa's just gonna make a BC, teleport it across the map, and then JonSnow is just gonna die.
I mean, here's what you need for one battle cruiser as Zerg: 5 queens, and at least a spore, maybe 2. So we're looking at 2 queens with a 3rd one and another one on the way. He might have the 5 queens he needs by the time this BC arrives. He easily could. Ooh, plus the lair.
Yeah, the lair will cut into queen production though.
It will, but he only needs a couple more, and battlecruisers take approximately forever to build.
That is a fact. Banshee comes on in to get things started off though, just gonna pick off this queen.
Nice, nice.
So that is a very good pick-off leading to the battlecruiser that'll be coming across the map after. And the Banshee, 5, 6 drones.
He did so much work to get that drone count back up. And now it's back down, well, it's at 30. But he had a lead for a minute.
It's a hard life for JonSnow here. No 3rd, he got a lair, but what's a lair really gonna do for him? Like, is it gonna be a Nidus, or...
He could get a Spire and start making Corruptors if he's worried about more than 1 BC. Oh, BC done, where is it?
Alright, where's that bad boy?
I heard that jump.
You hear the jump and all the queens like,
yep.
uh-oh, ruh-roh. GG.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, 3 queens is not enough. He knew it, and he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da!
Well played by MaSa for game number 1.
And I mean, maybe it's not that straightforward. Like, again, both these players are way better than we are at this game, but I just feel like, well, from what I've seen, you pull the drones earlier than JonSnow did. You can't let those bunkers get up. Bad things will happen to you. And they did. And it kind of snowballed from there.
Well, even if you don't pull the drones, you have to just fully commit to your roaches or whatever. Because we saw JonSnow, he kind of pulled the drones, and then he just ran them away.
Yeah.
Which is a half measure, and no half measures.
Nope. Either just go ahead and sack the natural base, use that income on those drones to get, you know, roaches and ravagers out, as he did. Or commit with the drones and take down that contain, but like you said, can't do both.
You cannot do both. We'll make sure everyone's ready to load on into game 2. Here on Afreeca TV, we have our good old best of 5, so losing to 1-2 racks doesn't necessarily mean you're down and out.
It's true. At least compared to a best of 7. Best of 7, it really doesn't matter if you lose the first game. Best of 3, losing the first game is horrific.
Yeah, back in the old days of Starcraft 2 tournaments, when it would, for like, I think it was some dream hacks, which it would be like a best of 3 all the way through. So it's like a round of 8 match or whatever, and the players are just playing a best of 3. It's like, why?
Yeah, because one proxy that succeeds, you pretty much won the whole thing. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of 1 proxy, MaSa is making it 2. Because he's MaSa.
Like I said, why not? It's hard for the Zerg player to respond to this accurately and perfectly. And if they don't respond to it perfectly, then you're going to win or at least be ahead.
MaSa is going to make this a triple barracks proxy, and there is a lot of space on Golden Wall for proxy barracks. Like,
yes,
the odds of JonSnow finding this, I'd say, is not pretty high.
I mean, the Overlord is slow, but it's going the right direction. Oh, never mind. Wrong direction.
Nope, he's just doing a drive-by, but is not going far enough.
Oh, that's tragic. Such tragedy. I know I say this every time. Drone scouting would help with this, but I understand it hurts your mid-game quite a bit to do so. It's just, if you don't know this is coming, it's so much harder to hold, and if you had drone scouted, you'd have a better idea of things. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't know that Zerg players really need any help at this stage, but
JonSnow sending both his overlords across the map. Why is it that Zerg always just sends their first overlord across the map and not just looking right for a proxy?
Some do. Some don't bother going across the map. Some look for proxies with both overlords. JonSnow's not doing that, but
nope. It's a MaSa, by the way. he doesn't shoot the hatchery until it's finished, so there can be no cancel for JonSnow, because he could have always just canceled and expanded back here. Now that's not the case. The hatchery is here to stay. Whether it is just going to stay and die, that is the question. A Roach Warren is on the way for JonSnow once again. I get the feeling he's going to just play the Roaches again, but not pull the drones initially and just lose a couple, so he'll be in a better spot compared to the last.
So the Marines decide whether they want to jump up into the main base. They do get a couple lings early, which is real nice. But at this point, MaSa decides she's just going to kill the natural. Oh, that queen finished.
Yeah,
Why?
she's done.
Why would you finish that queen? She gets nothing done. She kills nothing. Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah.
This is such a nightmare.
The lings are going to get nothing done. There is one queen to buy time until the Roach Warren or the Roaches are out, but there's going to be dying drones in the meantime. Oh, no. Oh, this is awful for JonSnow.
I mean, he's not as in terrible a position worker-wise as he was in game 1 after this, but I don't know if these Roaches can handle this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dead Roach, 2 dead Roaches. The Marines in the bunkers are putting up a good fight against us. 3 dead Roaches.
That hatchery gonna die, canceling an attempt to make a Roach at the natural base. And hatchery out, you fall back to the bunker. It's a 1-basing Zerg versus a 1-basing Terran, which I don't know who's capable of coming back from that.
Yeah, if you're JonSnow, you just gotta go for it with Roaches. I say mine the back, except you need a ton of drones to do that.
Yeah, it takes a bit of time. Well, is it just one trip per patch, though?
No, these are 20.
He's doing it right now. He's trying.
Yeah, these are 20, so it takes 4 drones, and it's double thick.
So 4 trips per patch. Yeah,
8 workers.
Amazing.
I never knew that about this map. Yeah, GG. JonSnow taps out his MaSa. Massacring JonSnow.
The proxies, man.
This could be one of our quickest series yet.
Could be. Quickest series ever that we've cast together anyway.
What else would it be but a bunch of 2 Rexes in a row?
Cannon rushes? That are really successful?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
That could be fast.
Okay. Let us get everyone into the lobby and the game. And we'll see if JonSnow is going to be able to make a comeback. MaSa says, washroom, please. So he's going to be taking a 2-minute break, thinking of his next genius strategy.
Is it going to involve proxying a couple barracks somewhere, laughing games?
How many barracks?
Let's go 3 again. 3 seems to work pretty well.
You may as well. If 2 is good, 3 is clearly better. So,
John.
JonSnow says some long games, so he's gonna go to the washroom too.
Quick bio break after all that action.
Yeah, if the next game is a quick one, I'm gonna have, who knows if Puck and Future will be around right away.
I know, I have to go hunt them down.
Hunt them down on the ladder somewhere.
Yeah. Get out of that game. Come join. Earn money.
Yes, earn money. And all the players here in Afreeca World don't just leave empty-handed. They all get a couple dollars for their trouble, so I mean... I don't know what to say.
It looks like they're both ready to go. So whatever is happening here, we're going to be on a simulacrum.
MaSa with some interesting comments.
He has some thoughts.
It's my 20 cents milk that was expiring tomorrow. All right. Apparently MaSa's going to be playing from his toilet on his laptop, I guess.
With the trackpad.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Alright, here we are. It is a best of 5. Either that, or those were some next level mind games from MaSa.
Could have been.
Saying that we need to make this quick. Alright, in the bottom right hand side, I already said his name. He's the blue Terran for Alpha X. MaSa.
And in the top left, probably thinking about proxies, it's JonSnow from Storm Gaming.
Oh, he's gonna be dreaming about proxies tonight.
But guess what? No proxies.
It was a mind game.
I don't know that he really had to say anything to make JonSnow think about proxies here, right? Game 1, Game 2, successful proxies. You're going to be worried about proxies in Game 3.
Oh, he totally is, though. He sends his first Overlord to look for a proxy.
Yeah. I don't know. I see Dark and Sue and Rogue do that all the time.
The frequency that Terran's proxy, like, every Zerg should do it, right? Like,
yeah, I just drone scout.
Yeah,
I'll just drone scout at 16 and be like, huh, there's nothing home. I guess I'll pull some drones.
Yeah, that can be pretty expensive, right? Though
it can, but like I'm not good enough that it makes that big of a difference about my mid game.
That's a very good true.
I understand it's a big deal for Cyril and Raynor and Dark and all these guys, but for me, that's not the difference between me winning and losing. I'd rather not lose to the proxy.
Okay, so spawning pool on the way for JonSnow. I totally just said that's a very good true earlier. That was not grammar. That was not English, apparently.
I didn't even notice.
I'm forgetting how to talk.
Yeah. Had
Well,
a real
I just said
conversation
it
in a
with
long
such
time.
confidence. That's a very good true.
I appreciate it. It's fine.
All right. So
JonSnow's like, I've been looking for proxies. I haven't found anything. Either there are no proxies or MaSa is hiding these really well.
MaSa's totally going to battle cruiser rush, by the way. I can smell this one coming from 1,000,000 miles away.
Based on what? What are we looking at here?
That is MaSa.
What? Oh, all right. That's not smelling it out. That's just knowing who it is. I thought you meant like based on the build so far.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, he already has the second gas, so we know it's not a 3cc play.
That is coming up.
Reaper for MaSa, harassing JonSnow's Lings.
Kapow! Kapow! And another Ling! He wants it.
Oh, careful.
Copenhagen-DOS in the chat. It's a double meeting in SC2 if MaSa's playing from the toilet.
That's a good one.
That's not bad.
Alright, Starport's on the way. Hellions are going to be on the way. MaSa, if he starts a tech lab soon, we know it's not going to be a BC rush. Alright, so this in theory means it's not going to be a battle cruiser rush.
Truth.
Because you don't need to start the tech lab as soon. Because you got to wait for the fusion core to finish up, so your Starport's just sitting idle. It could always be like a Banshee into a BC, but maybe I was wrong with my call.
We'll see. There's still time for it to be a battle cruiser, don't you worry.
Yeah, a lot of gas from MaSa, so it's either going to be Banshee, I think, or... and no fusion core, so yeah, Banshee.
Yeah.
Banshee.
Cloak. What's up, Aki? Here's the thing, Aki. I didn't post in my Discord announcements that I'm live because the only people that come out here are you and Copenhagen-DOS anyway. So you made it here, that's all that matters.
That is what matters. we even tried to move things around on you, and you still made it.
It's true. There were confusing announcements about different players in different times, but you guys made it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I did put out a YouTube video, though, so that's easy.
Yeah, those are great.
Easy peasy. Alright, so Cloak Banshee opening, it's a very special thing to do. I've seen him do it more in TvZs than really anybody else. So, until anybody else claims it, and consider it a special thing to do in the current meta. But MaSa's doing it here now, so, you know, it's not something only special can do. So Queen's defending against these Hellion Spores coming up. Very nice. I like the Spore timings here. That's going to help immensely with the Cloak Banshee that's on the way. Well, almost Cloak Banshee that's on the way. And yeah, Queen should be able to hold pretty much everything for the next little while. And this is one thing that people complain about with Zerg is they can hold early aggression with Lings and Queens for quite some time.
Queens are good units. Afreeca TV app alerts me when LaughNgamez goes live. That's great.
Nice.
Everyone needs to get the app.
Yeah, I don't even have the app. I should have the app. I didn't know there was an app.
There is indeed an app.
Incredible. Queen. Oh, losing 2 queens here would be massive.
Oh.
Ooh, 1 queen gets out with like no HP.
She is a lucky lady.
She had like 2 HP after that attack.
Double factory on the way for MaSa after this, so gonna be the good old mech follow-up. And I'm getting the feeling that it's gonna be some cyclone shenanigans. Could always just be tanks, but I feel like MaSa likes to move faster than that. And he might just win the game here anyway with his Hellions.
Suddenly just attacking the queens directly. There are 10 Lings in production, but I'm not even sure that's enough.
Now is not the time for caution. Drones are getting roasted and toasted as MaSa just dives on in. He should really be targeting down these drones a little better, but he's just electing to make sure the queens die. Then he's getting 10 drones on top of it anyway, so this was a beautiful attack. Absolutely beautiful here for MaSa.
Yeah, JonSnow might have been just a little bit too greedy there. He was up around 60 plus workers. He's down closer to 57 now, which is an issue, but, you know, got slapped down a little bit, but he's okay. He can recover from this. He is getting a Spire, too, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, losing a few more drones. He's trying to get up a 4th base. The Banshee says nope. And JonSnow does have to rebuild a lot of queens here, which is quite painful. His creep spread's going to be significantly delayed, I feel, just by having all those ladies dead. And then there is Infernal Pre-Igniter for MaSa. And then just Cyclones and Hellions.
Race car mechanic.
I dig it. MaSa's in a pretty good economic position, and that's what you got to do if you're going to play the race car mech. Because unless you have a better economy than your opponent, race car mech is not very good because it doesn't actually trade all that well. So MaSa getting some damage done is really good here.
Yeah, for a while there it was really good until Zergs figured out how to handle it. But you're right. Anymore, it's not super viable unless you're already ahead.
Alright, Hellbat's attacking the queens, fighting the Lings. The one Banshee wants to get that queen. The 2 Cyclones might be a little bit overextended, and MaSa sees that there's mutas out for JonSnow now. So he will clean up this attack at the expense of 8 drones, though. Losing that.
He's down 71 to 58 workers LaughNgamez.
That's not good.
Nope. MaSa just needs to start making a couple Thors, and he should be fine. That said, the production tab says 0 Thors, which I'm
He
a little
is
concerned
spamming
about.
turrets. This could be good for JonSnow. Gets 2 Cyclones, he's going to engage this turret. Okay. Looks like JonSnow wants to compromise the production of MaSa. He gets one of the Cyclones, gets the second, so trading out pretty well here. Also gets the turret in the main base. This is starting to get a lot of damage done. MaSa's units are just trickling out. He's getting drones on the other side of the map, but he's in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, mutas are kind of hit and miss. They can be really good or really bad, and for JonSnow right now, they are paying for themselves exceptionally well, taking down reactors, more mutas coming in. There's a Thor in production now, but is it going to be too late? Drilling Claws is going to get canceled, assuming that Tech Lab does actually go down.
JonSnow just picking off more and more of these Cyclones, which are not cheap units, by the way. Widow Mines pop out, which is like the Terran equivalent of, oh crud, I need fast anti-air to keep these mutas away.
Get the Tech Lab. Splash damage, getting the Tech Lab on those mutas, and he does.
It's gone.
Come on. Cancel Drilling Claws. Oh, but the blue flame.
12 drones while this is going on, though. All the work that JonSnow is putting in is just getting nullified, unless JonSnow actually kills MaSa, but the Thor's now out, which will push the mutas away.
And that missile turret is invincible, so the mutas have to flee.
Yep, repair, good unit.
Yeah. You know, it used to be in Brood War you'd have to throw up 2 or 3 missile turrets in this situation, but, you know, one's generally okay anymore. Immortal! Not so immortal! Too many mutas there.
The mutas are now going to engage the Thor. The Lings come in. This is a cool attack.
And the magic box on the Thors, not a lot of splash damage there.
Oh no, the Widowmines on the mutas!
Okay, they took a hit, but tissue regeneration is good, but more Thors means not good things are happening. It's still 68 workers for MaSa. How does he have 68 workers?
He's constantly building more. Just more and more workers. Oh, the Muta's gonna try and get that Viking and get a few SCVs. This is such a scrappy game. Oh my gosh. JonSnow is up to 5 bases while this is going on, but only 50 workers. However, with 5 bases, he can probably churn out workers pretty quickly if he just wants to try and macro up behind this. Ling's also coming in towards the 3rd base, gonna harass, maybe get some mules, getting SCVs. Another good move here from JonSnow.
After all that, it's still a worker lead for MaSa right now. Part of it is this blue flame stuff that's been happening pretty much consistently this game.
56 drones have gone down. That is a lot of drones as opposed to MaSa, who lost 36 SCVs, which is also quite a few. However, he's been pretty much constantly producing them. I've been casting a lot of Alpha Star games still. And just the one thing is just, no matter what you're doing, just keep building workers. Like, it's the most important part, no matter what. Like, I always knew that macro was obviously important. But Alpha Star just does some of the dumbest things imaginable, or makes some of the most questionable decisions, but then just still wins games, because at the end of the day, it's still just building workers.
Yeah, and that's, Day 9 has been saying that for years. Always be making workers, always be making supply, no matter what is happening. And that's the trick. Lower level players like me and you have a hard time focusing on attack on the other side and continuing to make workers back home. I struggle with it immensely. But even MaSa, while under attack, continues to make workers here. It's a little bit easier if you're Protoss or Terran because you don't have to decide, you're just making workers. Whereas Zerg kind of has to decide whether they need units to defend or whether they're going to make economy. But especially if you're Terran or Protoss, just keep making those workers no matter what is happening and good things will happen.
That is true, yeah, just keep turning them out. The Spine Crawler tried, but it is not quick enough to kill these Hellions as 12 drones go down. That's just painful. Muta's getting a little bit of counter damage done. However, when everything's evened up, the supply is currently 146 to 148, so very even. However, it seems MaSa's army is a little bit more beefy than what JonSnow currently has.
Swarm Hosts on the way, which, okay. We've seen this reaction to Thors before from players like Dark and players like Rogue and Solar. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't feel like it has a massive win rate compared to the more traditional stuff I see from Cyril and Raynor.
Not too bad.
That wasn't too bad.
Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been. Is he going in there? He's going in there.
He's just killing a lot of workers. I mean, I don't dislike it because he kills quite a few, 17 in all.
Yeah, but he sacked like 4 mutas there. It's a lot
yeah,
of
there's
resources.
tons of Thors out though, so the mutas are really just going to kill workers anyway.
Less effective. That's
now, is JonSnow just going to die here though? Because this is a big push from MaSa. Like, 6 Thors accompanied with Hellbats. This is scary.
This is scary. This is like, you kind of need Blinding Cloud here, but I don't see any Blinding Cloud. Swarm Host, Roach Rabbit. Oh, it's a really dangerous spot for those Rabbiters to try to warm.
The Locusts pick off a few of the units here, just buying some time. I think JonSnow just needs to retreat while spamming Corrosive Biles.
He does, but he's going to lose that hatch.
Yeah.
Thors are so good against buildings like that.
The hatch is a given, however, they're not good at avoiding Corrosive Bile. So if JonSnow can drag out this fight, I feel it'll go better for him.
He's got a bigger army supply, but mech's not always about having more supply, it's just being more cost efficient.
Look at this, though. I mean, it is 117 to 60 supply right now.
It is. I'm just telling you, these Thors can be hard to handle unless you have the right thing to deal with them, and I don't know that John has it. Roach Ravager doesn't trade super well here. That said,
the Locust gonna trap him. And Thors are not good against Locust. Oh, man.
No. Yeah, the Storm Host came in. That's what you need against Thors and those numbers with no Hellbats. And you know what? It's 134 to 40 total supply. I think JonSnow might be forcing a new game here.
I think so. JonSnow not going down without a fight. MaSa's still on a good economy, however. So there's a chance that he can come back, but he is 103 supply to 192.
Yeah. The numbers. What do they mean, Mason?
That's a good reference. I made one of those. I made one of those last night at work, and I think everyone looked at me like I was crazy.
No gamers at work, huh?
One, and I'm not sure if he got it or not. But that kind of makes it all the better because you're supposed to be insane when you're yelling about what the numbers mean.
It's a good point.
Like, what do the numbers mean? They mean MaSa's going to lose this game, and we're going to have a map 4.
It sure seems like it. I mean, I always say Terran's not dead until they're dead. But it's not officially dead from MaSa, but it's looking like you're at death's door at the moment.
Yeah. MaSa floating over his main base. When you're meching and you're only on 3 CCs, and as I was saying before, if you're going to make race car mech work, you need an economic advantage. MaSa certainly doesn't have that now after losing those 2 bases.
Yeah, 2 bases down is a huge problem.
GG. JonSnow showing us he can put up a fight.
Yeah, and maybe showing us why MaSa went for the proxies in Game 1 and Game 2. Maybe he's worried about late game JonSnow. That could definitely be what's happening here. He's just worried about going that deep into late game TvZ against him.
Yeah, I mean, that was just solid play overall from JonSnow. Very scrappy play. Like, it easily could have gone south for him. However, having the stones to basically just commit in and just keep attacking MaSa like he did with the mutas with the lings.
Yep. Maybe they weren't the most cost-efficient trades or had the potential to be not super cost-efficient, but he made it work that way. And yeah, he took hits on the other end. He lost a lot of drones, lost a couple hatcheries.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, had what he needed. A lot of Roach Ravager. Took out those, well, there weren't quite enough Hellbats. Took out the Hellbats that existed. And that was it for those Thors. So well played. Well played by JonSnow. We're going to move into Nightshade here, and this is not the shortest series we've ever cast at this point.
It is not. I think we've had like a 30-minute series before, and that's about it. I think that's probably around the shortest one.
Sounds about right.
Okay, here we are. MaSa and JonSnow going at it. He took a map. He's not giving up without a fight. The King of North. It's JonSnow.
Lost my camera. And then on the other side, the northern part of the map, it is the Red Terran player.
MaSa notably having the upper part of the map. Some could say at the high ground.
Some would call it that, yes.
Ooh. Ooh. JonSnow returning the favor. I dig it. Bit of a cheeky cheese here.
I like it.
And this is like cheesy. This is very early.
Yes. See if MaSa 12 scout or SCV scouts this thing.
I get the feeling he won't.
Really?
MaSa's kind of the guy who cheeses so much that he's like, oh, no one will ever cheese me because I'm always cheesing. Interesting argument there. But that's the trick, right? We've seen this. We've seen this go south for better players than MaSa. They go for the Reaper, they send the Reaper across, but they don't send the SCV first to make sure it's not a 12 pool, and then Lings show up and they're in trouble. Yep.
So, I mean, it's not too late. He can send the SCV across. Like, now.
No, it's too late.
Maybe he's not going to make a Reaper then. Oh, crap, he's making a Reaper.
Of course.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
MaSa.
SCV moving across the map. It's all good.
There we go. He's
All right,
smart.
I doubted MaSa.
He's smart.
He is. And yeah, this is really important for MaSa to scout this. SCV. Gonna identify
Hey,
this.
look! Zerglings are out, and that hatchery's not done. Reaper, stay home.
Wow, I'm sure glad I went for this SCV scout, says MaSa.
Yeah. If you're a Terran player struggling in TvZ, this is how you do it.
Yeah, I started SCV scouting, and I have not lost my command center to one of these pools ever since.
Yeah. It's good enough for Maru, it's good enough for you.
Absolutely.
Throwing up a bunker just in case it's like a big commitment of lings, which it sort of is. There's still lings in production.
Yeah, JonSnow's going ham.
Going
The lings run on in.
bananas.
They're actually going to try and shut down this bunker, which is very important if JonSnow can actually prevent this building. And he can't. Oh my gosh.
Hey!
Okay. JonSnow
Hey!
just straight up, like, kills everything. He just runs in. Okay. All right. That works. Game 5.
This is what happens when you don't have Hellions when those lings show up. What did he delay for? What was he doing? He wasn't making a third CC, was he? That'd be crazy.
No, I think he was
Oh.
just waiting for his reactor or whatever to finish. Like, that was a very early push from JonSnow. MaSa scouted it, expecting it, I guess, just to be the usual, like, 6 lings.
Yeah, yeah.
When in reality, JonSnow just made a lot more.
And got speed and everything.
Mhm.
That was nuts. It was 21 to 16 workers at the end. I saw that on the stream as there's a bit of delay. And yeah, maybe just too many SCVs, not enough. Didn't make that bunker fast enough. It's a hard read, though. It's a difficult read to be like, all right, this is 6 lings that are slow versus this is 12 lings that have speed, right?
Yeah. I guess it depends. Yeah, what should MaSa have done there?
I don't know. What does he look for?
I mean, if you have an SCV across the map, like, you dive into the Zerg base and hopefully get a tell.
I mean, I guess you could tell if Speed is researching on the spawning pool. That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I guess you'd tell by the gas or whatever.
Yeah.
And then MaSa, I guess, should have just kept his units on the high ground. You probably should have had the Reaper on the high ground. There's no reason to have it on the low ground. And then you can pick away at the lings.
It's true, but you still lose the command center. That sucks.
Yeah. You'd have to cancel it, but JonSnow was
Yeah.
really committed to that with the worker count.
He was, which makes me wonder why MaSa didn't just sit behind his wall. Like, those lings were getting through the wall, were they?
Well, he was building a reactor. And so it would have just been broken down.
That's it. His wall was not thick enough.
Nope. If he had spawned on the other side of the map, or if Terran could pick what way their add-ons face, different story, because he would have been safe in his main.
Different story. Good call.
But he couldn't. He got no regretted. Yeah, it's because of the add-on. That's probably why JonSnow did that. Because that's a legitimate factor when it comes to that sort of cheese.
So we're on Zen for game 5. Who thought we'd get here after the first 2 games? Not me.
Not me either. So apparently having the high ground for MaSa is not a good thing. Because it means your add-on's facing the wrong way.
Yes. Prequel memes has some things to say for you.
Oh, I love prequel memes.
I was there for a while, but it's the same like 25 jokes all the time over and over, and I got bored.
Yeah, but every now and then there's a really good one that comes up.
Well, then it makes it to all, and I just see it there. It's fine.
Oh, that's true. You're a braver man than I following r/all.
Yeah. I mean, I have some subreddits that I have blocked because I don't need to see what comes out of there, but...
Yeah. I think the best way to go these days is just to block all of Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Smart.
I just go to r/Starcraft. And then I go to the front page, and I'm like, why am I here? Why did I even bother coming to this party?
That's 80% drama about what's allowed to be posted and not.
Yep.
Yep.
And no one's really sure what's allowed to be posted.
Nope. And no matter what you do, someone's going to be mad.
Yeah, nothing of substance anyway.
Well, that's the trick, right? If you allow what are considered low effort memes, then some people will be happy and some people will be mad. You can't make everybody happy in that situation.
Oh, you're talking about r/Starcraft, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think they need to ease up on it a little bit.
I agree.
Like, we could use some more content.
I think so. I don't know. Like, I'm on some subs where they just let pretty much anything go and super low effort memes come through. But they never bother me.
Yeah.
And I guess for some people, they really ruins their experience, so I don't know.
People will just downvote it, though, in theory. And that's like the whole point of Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Downvote what you don't like.
Except for the bots.
Except for the bots. I mean, personally, I think it's great that every day if I see on r/prequel memes, there's General Grievous holding a new lightsaber.
It's true. That's pretty much what it's been recently, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, there is the point on r/Starcraft. Like, sometimes you'll see like a really funny Starcraft meme on Twitter that like some pro or whatever made, and then it's like, oh, this wouldn't be allowed to be posted on the subreddit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, Tree CC from MaSa. So he's going all the macro.
Nice. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I see this a lot, and it's pretty successful from players like Cure, like Morrow.
Yeah. MaSa's
Beyond's
definitely good
coming
enough.
back.
Oh, Beyond is coming back. He messaged me on Skype randomly.
He did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was drunk.
He got drunk Skyped by Beyond. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What did he want?
I don't know. He just said hi. I don't know if it was the first time him checking his Skype in months, because when he was getting close to retirement, I wanted to do like a show match with him or whatever. And so I got his Skype off another player, and then basically he never messaged me back, and then he just randomly messaged me. And he seemed to be very merry. And I was like, okay. I think maybe because I said hi, so-and-so gave me your contact, that he might have thought I was like so-and-so. But no, Yun seems perfectly happy. Apparently he's killing it on the Korean ladder.
Excellent. Will he be the first Korean pro to go to the military and come back and be...
And be what?
Awesome. Like, approach levels they were before they left.
Well, if he's already at 7K, I think he's probably achieved higher on the ladder, because there are accounts that are allegedly Beyonds that are 7K on the ladder.
Ooh, that's promising.
And because he was just like a ladder monster back in the day, because he's allowed to practice a little bit in the military, it would seem. I guess it depends what job you have, whether you're allowed to or not. And
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of any pro who left and came back who got that high on the ladder. Like, I've seen like Taja's accounts, I've seen like Bomber's accounts, Super's account, like where you can just go on SC2 Unmasked and you'll see all these old pros, but most of them are just hovering around like top 50 to top 30 or so. There hasn't really been a returned one from the military who's made it like super high on the ladder.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
exactly.
So if Beyond can do it, that'll be nice.
If Beyond comes back and wins like some big tournament or whatever, he's just the GOAT.
I think you're right. Like, I'm trying to think of a reason to refute that, and I just can't.
Okay. 1-1 on the way here for MaSa. So far, he's been unharassed in his 3cc play. So he's in a very good economic spot compared to the Zerg, I'd say. They're on equal bases, which isn't a good thing for the Zerg, so JonSnow's going to have to start his 4th ASAP. JonSnow's also going for roaches, and I know how you feel about some roaches, Falcon Paladin.
They're good. I'm just bad with them, I think is what I've come down to.
Really? Or are the roaches just bad? Because that's what you've said a lot.
It is, but I think I'm wrong. I've seen too many games recently where roaches look really good
Even
in the
versus
hands of
Terran?
certain players. Yeah,
Okay.
like surprisingly good. Obviously, they have a shelf life. It's been this case for years now. You can't go Roach Ravager against 2/2, 3/3 Marines and Marauders. But for the first 10 minutes of the game, they're really good against most things that Terran can toss at you. With the exception, obviously, of, you know, Banshees and Battlecruisers and stuff. But any ground army, they can do pretty well. But you do have to transition out after that 10-minute mark or you will die.
By the way, JonSnow is making literally nothing but roaches. Is he just going to do a big swell?
Are we at a 2.5? No, I've got a 4th base. This is a weird timing for a big swell.
It's going to be a... Maybe it'll be a 1-1 timing, but then he starts at +2. Like, this is a lot of roaches just for it to be safety if you're macroing.
Oh, for sure. No, this is... He's getting 2/2. Like...
Is he going to just get to 200-200 with 2/2 and then go for it?
I gotta say, I've never seen this attempted in a ZVT before, but I sort of like it.
Yeah.
Look at this! There's like 15 Marines here. They're like, ah!
Versus a bajillion roaches.
What is happening? He's down in worker count as a result, but... I don't know. Look at this. These guys can't even engage at all. Yeah, he's going for it. The 2/2's like miles away from completing.
Yeah,
this is not a timing attack.
MaSa has had such a good economy of his own. Oh, that tank gets a nice shot off, by the way.
And it's dead.
Like, yeah, JonSnow isn't actually up that much supply against MaSa, I feel, though. Like, 70 bio supply versus 120 roach supply. I don't think that's that bad army-wise for MaSa. So JonSnow's coming on in. MaSa's going to try and hold one tank in the front. Is still alive, getting so many shots off. It finally gets taken off. The Zerg, I don't think, can push in here, though. Oh, good biles, though.
Nice biles. That tank needs to go down. This drop on the other end doing some work. Roaches and Queens trying to handle it. Reinforcing Roaches coming in and do force to pick up and retreat. That tank is not getting biled at all, and it's the one thing that's really keeping MaSa alive here.
Yeah, MaSa has another tank at the back. Maybe he wants to leapfrog that forward. He's been getting up to 4 CCs, so if he can hold on, he'll be fine. Also dropping while this is going on, picking off some of the drones that JonSnow has. However, JonSnow is just going to get to 2/2 and go for this again. MaSa is out on the map. He sees how many roaches JonSnow has remade. He needs to be sticking hard on the defense.
He really does. He needs a couple more tanks set back so they can't get biled very easily. But I mean, JonSnow's still going for an infestation pit. It's not... This is not an all-in. It's just really aggressive with roaches and ravagers. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think he's got to go again, right? Like,
yeah.
He's maxed out.
No, because like I said, we're at 10 minutes. We start losing effectiveness as MaSa 2/2 kicks in, and we're about 20 seconds from that. So he needs to go. The upgrades do not scale as well for the Zerg as they do for the Terran.
These roaches gonna have a bad time. But
and
take a look at this.
This
opens up MaSa maybe for an attack. 2/2, not quite yet done for MaSa, but +2 attack will now complete.
Yeah, and
thank
just
God
about
for that,
done.
because +2 roaches are pretty hard to kill with just Marines.
They are.
That only have +1. Another drop though from MaSa hits JonSnow's 4th base. He won't kill it though. JonSnow does just go home.
That's not good. He's getting a Bailing Nest, which I really like. He's going for a Hive, which I really like, but for now, where he only has Roaches and Ravagers, and it is 2/2 for MaSa, this push could be pretty scary.
Yeah, I agree. JonSnow might just have a bunch of dead weight on his hands. Supplies, both of them are getting maxed out, which is not going to be a good thing for the Zerg.
Look at him just standing in. It's like 1-to-1 Marine to Roach here, and he's like, I got this.
Okay, SCVs, a lot of them go down. 20
wow,
SCVs.
That was a bad, dangerous transfer from MaSa there.
Yeah,
really bad.
He had a lot of SCVs though, so he's still on 68, which is quite acceptable. Gotta be careful.
Lead. Anyway, Corrosive Biles getting some damage done there. Army supply about even, but again, Marine Marauder, fantastic. But guess who's getting Infestors? Oh yeah, Infestors going to help immensely here. Fungal against all this bio. It's not quite fungal bile, where you rooted people in place and then corrosive bile them on the head, which was impossible to stop and really good. It just slows them anymore, but it's still good. It's still hard to dodge corrosive bile when you've been slowed by fungal.
Yeah,
so I like it. I like this choice.
The fungal will help the lings get a wrap around the potential banelings.
Yes.
It's been. I'll say though, it's been a minute since I've seen a Zerg make infestors at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe like one or two, but they've never really done anything effective that I've seen lately.
Yeah, I've seen fungals and neurals be pretty good still.
Okay, I look forward to seeing this. Greater Spire on the way as well for JonSnow. Like, he's doing a good job teching up. This push could be scary.
Yeah, that's a dead base right there. That's just too much damage output. That hatchery's gone. And a bit of a feint on that right side. You can just lose a hatch like that. Oh, no. I don't... This is so scary.
The tanks are a little bit exposed. The fungals on the ramp are absolutely huge. MaSa is gonna take a horrible fight.
Wow. You just lost those tanks for effectively nothing right there.
That was
of Marines and Marauders just dying.
Look at that. It's been a while since MaSa has seen infestors too. He did not expect them going up that ramp there. Oh, the Greater Spire exposed. Oh no!
There's 4 Broodlords in production, but that's all you're gonna have for some time, JonSnow.
Yeah, 4 Broodlords could be all that he needs to repel this push. JonSnow is still at an acceptable supply. Oh, Roaches and Ravagers running right into that bio, though.
Tank on the low ground, getting some shots off there against these Ravagers and the Roaches, too. Corruptors flying around. This group of bio from MaSa is just absolutely standing in. Reinforcing units coming in. It's 103 to 68 army supply. If MaSa can't get dislodged here, that's it for JonSnow. The Broodlords are coming in. They can at least get rid of the tank. Nice Baneling hits. He needed those Baneling hits so badly. Is it enough to actually hold here in this? It looks like it is. MaSa retreating with the rest of his units. He expanded to the top left. He has an 80 to 66 army supply lead. He is even on worker count. Plus he has mules. If you hit that number 1 key on the numpad, we should see an income difference here.
Oh,
you have to have numlock on.
Shift I.
Is that the one?
That's the game heart graph. Shift I shows you it pretty well. Burrow on the way for JonSnow.
Oh, it did work. All right, good stuff. Ultralisks on the way. Chitinous plating coming in here too. So Ultras and Broodlords and Infestors. Kind of like it. It's kind of old school Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, JonSnow got knocked down on bases, but he's staying in this game. Like, sometimes when a Zerg's in this situation, the Terran will push, the Zerg will kind of survive, but then be in a very poor spot. This spot, while not great for JonSnow, isn't horrible. MaSa's getting a drop-off in the main base. JonSnow will react to this, though. Ling's coming on in. They won't be able to save the Spire. However, Broodlord's pushing in. Gonna get themselves a few SCVs.
Yeah, the 4 Broodlords are kind of paying for themselves really well here today.
Yeah, just their presence alone. However, this drop has gone on a little bit too long in the main base of JonSnow.
But Ultra Baneling Ravager, pretty good against Bio.
Say goodbye to the Broodlords, too.
Yeah, that's going to be it. I don't know that JonSnow's going to have the time to make another Spire and another Greater Spire today. He could. This could go on for another 10 minutes, but he just looks like he's going to stick with Ultralisks for now, which means we're making more Marauders from MaSa, fewer Marines, Liberators too. Are these still alive? 29 drones.
Oh my gosh.
That income tab cannot be happy right now.
Sometimes it takes a minute to catch up, but yeah, MaSa definitely in the lead right now, just based on how many locations he has here. So many bases. He shuts down another one of JonSnow's bases as well. And based on how Infestor Ultra isn't the composition it used to be, I have a hard time believing that JonSnow is going to be able to come back in this game. He needs to secure more bases, so he's going to expand to this location.
Smart.
Yeah, very smart.
He is making another spire. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at him go.
I guess you may need corruptors based on the
nice.
Liberator count, but oh, look at this. A Viking dropped for MaSa, or a Viking attack along with a Medivac drop for MaSa.
Yeah, Viking escort.
That's pretty cool. Those Medivacs got to be feeling good.
Oh, if he can cancel +3 attack on that evolution chamber, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, the Hive's going to go down too. Oh, no.
So he's not going to get the evolution chamber because he just ate about 8 banelings there. Wow.
Vikings flying around hunting for Overlords still. JonSnow has actually lost way too many Overlords, so he's supply blocked.
Supply blocked. And pretty far down supply blocked. About 30 supply now.
This one Marauder being a pain. Never leave one of MaSa's units alive because he'll certainly take the time just to drop it again.
He's got 9 kills on that Marauder. That's pretty good stuff. Yeah, there might just be too many bases for MaSa here. I don't know. The income is definitely quite a bit. JonSnow's main base is gone. He's going for anabolic synthesis for the ultras to give them that speed upgrade.
Yeah.
Army. Man, this is tight. This is a good game 5.
Yeah, great game. I still can't help but feel that MaSa's kind of just toying with JonSnow here, taking the time to drop and unload one Marauder here and there. The Spire that JonSnow was rebuilding, where is that? It is still alive, so he can make Corruptors, and there are some on the way. MaSa hasn't been able to get a kill move off yet.
He's had superior army supply for some time, but that hatch gonna live. The Ultras show up and make sure the hatch stays alive.
A lot of Corrosive Bile hits some of the Medivacs.
Yeah.
Once the Corruptors are out, they'll help finish those off. Is this
I know. It's like, I don't know who's going to come out on top here, but it looks like Swarm is going to get rid of the tanks, which is a huge thing. The Liberators are going to die.
Yeah, this is an alright cleanup here for JonSnow, I feel. Supply, though, he lost 21 drones while this was going on. I think mainly thanks to that Liberator. And I don't know if JonSnow can remax after this.
He doesn't have the bank for it, that's for sure. But MaSa doesn't either. MaSa's at 88 minerals right now.
Yeah, that's just because he's spending it all, though. Like, he's so far ahead in the income right now. It's 1,700 minerals for JonSnow at the minute. 52 drones to MaSa's just about 3k at 80 SCVs.
Yeah, Lings do have adrenal glands. They're pretty mean.
Yeah, getting some good pickoff.
Exceptionally well with those Marauders and those Marines.
Ultras and Corruptors
too. Medivac not gonna escape. This Marauder taking 6 hits to kill a drone. There's enough to save that planetary if the repair is good, because there aren't any banelings. But the question is, will the SCVs survive, or will the target firing happen? And there's the target firing on the SCVs. And now the planetary is going to go down.
Comes the bio, these Ultras. You don't want to throw those away, JonSnow. He gets a base, he burrows.
Oh, but the scan.
Not every day.
Ultra. When's the last time you saw one of those?
No. Yeah, it's been a while. Not every day you see a burrowed Ultra.
No.
Ling's coming on in for JonSnow. He's actually still at an R8 army supply. Ultra's getting on top of the tanks, but he does have to retreat. JonSnow's a fighter. He's like doing dark levels of fighting right now, just with a smaller amount of units.
I love the fungal ultra combo. It's so good.
Where are the Corruptors, though? That's the question. They could be helping out with the Liberators right now, but they're across the map. They're not helping out. And JonSnow taps out. MaSa takes it.
Oh!